Hello and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. Well, I'm back with my friend. I'm going to look at the moon, and I want to share two things about the moon which are known but not as generally known. One of them, of course, is the tides that affect the bodies of water on the planet Earth. That the moon gravitational pull has an effect as one day goes and the next day goes and the next day goes. And so the Earth's movement around the sun also can magnify that. We've got the sun pulling on it, and we've got the moon pulling on it. Or the moon could be over here and sort of counter affecting that, or all the way on the other side and creating a change in the tides. So that affects man, who is on the, especially along the coastlines, especially if they're harvesting various things that live along the coastline, and well, you know, the five highest to lowest points on record are five places in the Bay of Fundy. And the Bay of Fundy is between the province of Nova Scotia and the province of New Brunswick. There's a bay that goes in there, and it experiences dramatic level changes. In fact, so dramatic that it even affects some rivers. The St. John River in New Brunswick runs down, empties, meets the water of the Bay of Fundy, and when it's Bay of Fundy's low, then there's a fall effect, the river's falling down. Well, they also have a reverse falls, and when the water rises so much above the river, it now appears as though there's falls flowing into the St. John River and flowing back up. Very well, that is a balancing act that happens throughout the course of the year, 12 times, but daily effects on the Earth as the moon makes its route around the Earth. The other thing that's not so well known is that the moon helps to stabilize the Earth. So here's the Earth. It's on its tilt. Its axis is 23.5 degrees off of being just up like this. And what that does, as we know, is creates the seasons that the places that right now are maybe getting more sun in the southern hemisphere, later on they'll be in a position where they'll be getting much more sun, and so that balancing act that distributes and stabilizes is due to this tilt. Now, if they didn't have the moon there, the effect might be for this to wobble. It could even wobble to the point where climactically the Earth could be like this, and you'd be getting summer at the poles all the time. And so we can be thankful for the moon. Seymour Simon wrote a book. He doesn't talk about those things, but again, lovely choice of photographs. The pocked surface of the moon. So this is one of his books that I think a person could use certainly as a starting point, just because it's clear and straightforward. And here's a book I'd like to share with you. It's called Walk When the Moon is Full. It's by Frances Hammerstrom, and it's beautifully illustrated. And she gets the idea that they should do something special when there's a full moon. They should go somewhere special. They should benefit from that light. I'm talking last time about city people not getting much experience with seeing the moonlight. But the moon was actually reflecting the sun and lighting up, making travel at night, making certain things more possible. People would wait until the harvest moon to do their harvest, because they could work outside and they would have light. Well, here's a beautiful book that I've just finished. Natalie Babbitt, she's written many fine books. This one's called The Moon Over High Street. And it was very captivating. It's about a young man who's being looked after by a more elderly woman who is in the family. And there's a very rich man who offers to adopt this young boy whose parents are dead, and will, because he's rich and owns this great factory, he's going to help this boy become the new owner of the factory, and he can retire. So he's got his plan, but it's not the plan that the boy has. And I think that even happens in normal families. Parents maybe have a hope that their son will become a such and such, and that may not be what their son wants to be. Or the daughter will become and that's maybe not of interest to the daughter. So and it comes to a very neat resolution. And so I recommend it to you. The Moon Over High Street, Natalie Babbitt. Here's a thin little book. It's by Franklin Branley. He's written lots of science things. It's called The Great Moon Hoax. And it is a short book. But it's based on that same sort of concerns over the economy. 1935, New York City, the New York Sun newspapers, people aren't buying it. So the picture is unsold newspapers. And the owner tells them, well, we're going to have to do something. And this man gets this idea that he will write an article about the moon. And he's going to make it, it's just going to be a fantastic, and he's going to, according to the story, the astronomer was Sir John Herschel, an Englishman who had set up his telescope at Cape Town, South Africa. And, he's telling about the streams and forests which grew as thick as a tropical jungle, and gems that were 60 to 90 feet high. Even the mountains glistened as though precious stones were set in them. Well, the newspaper sells out, and so next day he's got some, and a neat hoax. There'll be another hoax that I'm going to share with you in a short while. This is Tintin, Destination Moon, The Adventures of Tintin by a French graphic artist, and it's whose name is Herge. And so just flip through this to give you an idea of the layout and setup in the book. And there's a sequel called Explorers on the Moon, The Adventures of Tintin. And the last thing I would like to share with you is a jigsaw puzzle that came out of the moon. So keep your eye out for the moon. Hopefully sometimes when I'm raking leaves in the fall and the moon is still out, and it's clear as day, and so anyway, bye for now, until next time.